Hello! Now welcome to your solar energy system. Your system is made up of solar panels which are most likely on the roof or somewhere on the carport, but not in here. What you find in here are the inverter and the batteries. There may be one or multiple batteries, and there may be one or multiple inverters. So the solar energy system is made up of the inverter, the batteries, and solar panels. This is the inverter, usually hung on the wall, and the inverter has controls. So you can change settings for your system by pressing on some buttons on the inverter. Yes, you may need someone to direct you, but even if you look at the manuals, you can also get some direction from there. Now, I'm going to show you how we can see some information about our system. By pressing the up and down arrow buttons on the inverter, we can check what we are generating at this time as well as what we are consuming. So right now, you can see the PV kilowatts. So right now we are generating 2.5 kilowatts from the sun. For inverters that have multiple or dual MPPT, you may be able to see two of this. So there's a PV1 and there's a PV2. To check your power consumption, the same thing, but you just need to keep pressing on the down arrow button till we see output in kilowatts. So right now, we're consuming a whooping 5.21 kilowatts per hour. Anything you see here is per hour. Of course, by reducing your load, your consumption will reduce. So this is how you know what you're producing and what you're consuming. It is necessary to keep your power consumption lower than your power production. Now, if you have something like this, which you most likely would have, this is a changeover, you would see there is an inverter side and there is a bypass side. The inverter side simply means the inverter is powering the house. If we switch it to bypass, it simply means that the inverter has been removed from the house. So it means the house will follow its normal electrical flow outside of the inverter. Now, we have switched it to inverter, so the inverter is powering the house. Even if we get power from the grid, the inverter is responsible for taking in the power from the grid and deciding whether it's going to use that power for the house or whether it will stick with solar panels. All that is done within the configuration for the inverter. And that's why if you notice something that you're not sure about, you only need to change the settings here. It's as simple as changing settings on your phone. For the batteries, you'll be able to see how much power is in the battery from the battery itself, most times in percentages. Let's take a look at one. By pressing this button, we can see that, oh, this battery is charging, and you can see the increasing bars. We can also see that it's 53.7 volts. You may not be able to understand this, but if I press further, you see that the battery is at 94%. So it means just by clicking this, we can see more information. And that will be the same for these batteries, because even though they are 15 kilowatt batteries individually, they are all working together as a 45 kilowatt battery storage. If you need to turn off your system for any reason, like you want to travel and you just don't want anything happening here, one of the things to do is to turn off the inverter. So at the base of the inverter, we can turn off the inverter. We can also turn off the solar panels, although it will be necessary to keep your solar panels on so that they can be charging even though you are not around. But if you need to turn off everything, open this box and you will see DC circuit breakers in here. Bringing them down turns the solar panels off, so they wouldn't generate any power. And if you see something like this is a voltage protector with an AC breaker. What this does is allow us bring in power from the grid into the system. Right now it is off, so even if there is NEPA light, it will not enter the system. If we take it up, it's going to bring in NEPA light, and you will see reading values here, the voltage value and the ampere value coming from the grid. If this doesn't come up, it means that power is still not entering into the house. Remember, to turn it on, you have to take it up. To turn your breaker on, you have to take it up. Down is off. And so, if I want to shut down the system so that it doesn't output power, one of the things I could do is off the inverter from under it here. There's an on and off button, and you could also use that button if for some reason you need to restart the inverter. If the inverter if something is happening and you don't understand, or it looks like the inverter is not picking up, one of the first things to try is to restart it. Turn it off and turn it back on. There's an on and off button here. And remember, your changeover serves to allow output outside of this system. Thank you very much.